Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For the people who have already subscribed my channel and for the people who have recently found my channel, a hearty welcome to this channel. I am Yashwardhan, an electronic enthusiast and electronic engineer who likes to work with electronic circuits and also experiment with the different electronic components. Today I am going to be talking as well as explaining about the 8051 microcontroller development board that we use in order to prototype many projects. First of all, let us understand the advantage of this board. This 8051 development board is very useful because it allows us to easily program many microcontrollers such as 8051, 8052 and also the 8089S 5 series microcontrollers we can easily program with the help of this development board. First of all, coming on to this development board, this is a very simple development board which helps us to do many things. Now let us understand the with this board you can program any kind of 40 pin at my 40 pin 8051 pins. You can develop it. Here this RS332 connector available at this end allows us to directly connect this board to your system or to any other embedded system, which helps us to easily do many programs. Now it also the specialty of this board is that it accesses both AC supply as well as DC supply, which is a very big advantage for the Arduino Uno, because Arduino accepts only the DC power. If you want to give some AC power, first of all you need to use some external circuit like a rectifier and bring the voltage down and convert it into DC current and then give that voltage to your Arduino Uno. This 8051 development board overcomes that obstacle because it has already inbuilt rectifier on the PCB, which helps us to easily rectify this thing. Now let us understand the each of the components of this board. First of all, coming on, let us start from this end. This main header pin is used for giving the power supply. As you can supply either 8 volts to 12 volts DC power, or you can 8 volts to 15 volts, 9 volts to 15 volts DC power, or you can supply a voltage of 8 volts to 15 volts or AC power also. Suppose whenever you are supplying some AC power, you have a bridge rectifier IC that is already present. That is, this IC has already has inbuilt full bridge 4 diode connected in full bridge rectifier combination, which rectifies that voltage, and this capacitor used to filter any kind of disturbances in the AC current. Once it is converted in DC, then this is given to this LM7805 voltage regulator IC present here. What it does is, it takes this voltage, brings that voltage down, rectifies that voltage and regulates that voltage to 5 volts. So due to which we are having a 5 volts output. We have the ground pin as well as whatever the AC power you are supplying is generally 8 to 12 volts, right? So that voltage is also directly available to us to interface with this. Now, and apart from this, we are also and these capacitors are used for just removing any kind of noise in the signal. Next, here this LED is indicate the power. That is, whenever you are supplying power to this board, this LED turns on, indicating that you have supplied the power to this microcontroller board. Here, you have provided with a slider switch which is used to turn on and off this board. That is, whenever it is in on position, the microcontroller turns on. Whenever it is in off position, this board turns off. And one useful tip I can give is that whenever before supplying the power, always keep the switch in the off position. Then you supply the power and then only you turn on the switch. Because if the switch is in on position, you are suddenly supplying the power. Sometimes due to the sudden increase in the power, some of the components may get damaged. So always First turn off the board, supply the power, and then turn on the board. Next, coming on the 8051, this is a zip socket that is available here. This zip socket advantage is that it is provided with the knob here. The moment I press this knob, wait a minute, the moment I keep this knob in the upward position, you will observe you can easily remove your microcontroller IC and use it in the embedded system. This provides us an easy way to program a multiple number of IC using a single board. And whenever after you place the IC and you press this down, it gets locked in the position. And always, yeah. Next. But before that, let us understand the PCB quality. This is a homemade PCB, and this PCB is of the material FR4 epoxy. FR4 epoxy. If anyone is interested and is working on designing of antennas, you might be familiar with this FR4 epoxy material because we use it as a substrate for many of the antennas. So that this PCB is made up of the same material. Next, and you are also provided with 4 holes at the 4 corners, which allow us to easily install this in any kind of system, because you can use the screws and install it in any system. And this 7805 voltage regulator is also provided with this heatsink, which provide, that is, whenever excess current is flowing, then this IC gets heated up. So in order to dissipate the heat, we have a heatsink also provided to us. So these are the common things that are having it with us. Now, coming on to the functionality of this board. This board have many applications, such as this board is mainly used in education institutions in order to do some prototypes of the projects. Also, it is used for DIY enthusiasts in order to make some circuits, and also it is used in the research and development purpose. Now, coming on to the memory of this microcontroller, this 8051 chip has 8 kilobytes of flash memory and 256 bytes of RAM. Apart from this, the clock speed required for this, it can handle up to 33 megahertz, but the general frequency which we use is 11.0592 provided by this crystal oscillators here. Now, this board, as I have already mentioned, that this board is capable of supporting a multiple range of IC. Some of the IC which it supports are 89S52 IC, 89S51 IC. Apart from this, you have P895V51RD2 IC and other kinds of those IC. Now, all this kind of IC is provided with this 4 input and output ports. Out of this is a port 0, and each port is a 8-bit port. So that is easily understood, because you can see each port is subdivided as port P. This is port 1, this is port 3, this is port 2, this is port P0. Not. Or else, if you want to easily understand this is port 0, port 1, port 2, and this is port 3. And each of this port is subdivided. See, you can observe this port 1. If I bring this closer to camera, you can observe this port 1 is as in port 1.0 to port 1.7. That is, these are 8 bits. Similarly, this is also 8-bit port, this is also 8-bit port. Apart from this port 0 has an inbuilt resistance pack attached to it, which helps us to easily, that is, if you are using these ports, you need not connect any resistance, because you have an internal resistance pack of 10 kilo ohms connected to each of these pins. Now, and I already mentioned this is for taking a 5 volts output, this is for taking the ground, and this is taking for 12 volts output. Now friends, apart from this what is the useful of this is that it is already having a switch connected to pin number 3.7. That is, you have an inbuilt switch. That is, whenever you are closing this jumper, you can use this switch. This switch is already connected to pin 3.7. So if you want to build any circuits which is involving a push button, you can use a push button that is present on the board. Apart from this, we are also given an inbuilt IC on it. That is, whenever you are closing this jumper, you can use this inbuilt IC connected to pin 2.0. Next, this RX TXD pins, these are generally shorted because we generally program this using the SPI communication. If you are programming it in any other communication, you can remove them. Otherwise, using the serial communication, you should always close them with this short circuit jumper cam. Let me remove this. This is a short circuit jumper cam which is used in most of the circuits. What it does is, whenever you have two header pins, it shorts them. And apart from this, we are also given a reset switch and also some of the components. Now let us understand. Now I hope friends you have gained a good understanding. Now, as I mentioned in the starting, that this is use RS-232 interface in order to directly connect it to your PC. That is done with the help of this pin here, which is a 89 pin, which is a 8 pin RS-332 interface that we are having. In order to provide the RS-232 interface, we are having the MAX 232 IC, which generally helps in the RS-232 microcontroller communication interface. So this is the basic. Now if you see here, you have the ISP cable. This is for in-circuit serial programming that we will be using. Here you can observe this have a VCC, this is ground, this is for clock, this is for reset, and these two pins are for MOSI and MISO. MOSI stands for master out slave in, MISO means master in slave out. This is terms which I will be using in in-circuit serial programming. That is, master out slaving means at that time your target microcontroller is on, but the main master or the programmer is turned off. Similarly, master MISO means this is turned on and this is turned off. As simple as that. So now I hope friends you have gained a good clarity about the different hardware components present on this 8051 development board. If you have any doubt, you can pause this video, go back a little bit and rewatch that part. If you are still doubt, you can comment that down below and I will answer you in the comment section. Now, let us move on to the next part, which is this USB programmer that I am having here. This is a USB programmer that I will be using in order to program the 8051. Apart from programming the 8051, you can use the same programmer board to program some of the other ICs also. This is not many of the people who have a basic idea about this programmer, they believe that this is only used to program this 8051 or the related ICs. That is not true, because this is also used to program the AVR ICs also, AVR microcontrollers also. Now, the heart of this whole chip is this Atmega 8 processor that is having, which is used to process the code. Now, let us understand each of these components. Features. Now, coming on to features of this programmer board. This programmer board is able to read as well as write instructions to this microcontroller board. Now, this programmer board, it supports a variety of operating systems like Windows OS from Windows 8.0 version onwards, and apart from that, you can use the Mac OS as well as Linux operating system. It is provided with the serial clock input in order to provide the clock to the target cycle. That is, you can provide a lower clock cycle also. Next, this is having a maximum write speed of 5 kilobytes second. That is, per every second it can write a 5 kilobytes of code you can information. And also, this is able to, whenever you are connecting this itself can be used to provide the power also, because see, this is having a 5 volt jumper here, which you can use to provide the supply to the target microcontroller also. It also contains 6 of these pins which are used to interface with this IO controller. That is, whenever you buy this, you are provided a data cable like this, which is consisting of 6 6-wire consolidator like this, which makes it easier to directly connect them like this. However, let us say if a cable is not present like this, you can use 6 female to female jumper wires also. Now, in order to interface this programmer with your laptop, you have a USB B to USB A cable, just like the Arduino Uno cable. Arduino Uno cable you can use. Now, coming on to the softwares which this programmer can handle. First one is the AVR Dude, which is used to program all the AVR microcontrollers, microprocessors. Then the Kazama AVR microcontroller, AVR programmer, which is also a good software in order to program the microcontroller. However, these both softwares which I have mentioned, they are only used to program the AVR boards. They cannot be used to program the 8051 or the related IC microcontrollers. So we generally use the Prog ISP software, because Prog ISP software supports both AVR programmers as well as this 8051 and 80S52 5X the series of the microcontrollers. Now, friends, whenever you go into a market to buy the 8051 microcontroller, you are generally be provided with 89S52 component number of the microcontroller IC. Now that's the thing. Now friends, if anyone is interested to know about the different what are the other types of chips which you can use this programmer to program, I will be displaying a table now. You can see the table and understand now. Now friends, I hope you have seen the table. Now let us understand the different hardware component that is present on this programmer. First of all, you are having a busy LED. That is, whenever this is programming your target microcontroller, this will turn on, indicating that the programming is going on. Then you have serial clock input. Whenever you are shorting this, that means you are using a lower clock speed of 15 less than 1.5 megahertz, and whenever this is in open, we are using a higher clock speed of greater than 1.5 megahertz. That is, whenever this is in open, you are using the inbuilt crystal oscillator present. For the 8051, they should be shortened because we are using the low clock speed. Then we have the power LED, that is, whenever you are supplying the power, this LED turns on. And apart from this, you have as I already mentioned, you are having the supply pins here, that you can use this to supply a 5 volts to your target microcontroller. And as this is a microprocessor, you need to interface some of these diodes and as well as your microcontroller. So that's how this is working. Now I hope friends you have gained a good understanding. Now I hope friends you have gained a good understanding about the 8051 hardware which you use to program the 8051. If you have any doubts or confusion related to that, please feel free to comment that down below so that I can clarify that before we move on to the software part. So friends, as this video took a long time, in this video I have covered all the hardware part of this 8051 development board and how the programmer used to program the 8051. If you have any doubt related to this topic, please feel free to comment that down below. If you want to know about any other component of electronics or any topic in electronics, please also feel free to comment that down below and I make a video on that topic. If you like I hope you friends, I tried to give all the knowledge that I have about this topic. If you feel that I have missed any point, you can also comment that down below so that other people also gets to know about those things. I hope friends you like my explanation and enjoyed this video. If you like my explanation, please like this video, share it with your friend, and do subscribe my channel to see more such videos. Or if you have any suggestion on how I can improve my content, you can also send that down below and I will respond accordingly. Thank you friends, thanks for watching friends, and I will meet you again in the next part of this video where I will be talking about the software part of this video. In that I will be talking about the software which is a Kale software which you will be using to program this, and I will also be telling how you can interface LEDs to this. I hope friends you like my explanation. If you like my explanation, please like this video, share it with your friends, and do subscribe my channel. Before I go on friends, I have recently observed that many people are watching my videos, which I am happy about, but very few are choosing to subscribe. Please subscribe the channel so that more people get to know about my channel and gets access to this content. Thanks for watching friends, and have a nice day, and I will meet you again. Thank you friends, and have a nice day.